Welcome to another story made by Oracle 1. The rhythmic clatter of the train against the tracks played a soothing melody, cocooning Emily in a world far removed from the chaos of the bustling city outside. It was a rare moment of tranquility on her weekly commute, and the warmth of the late autumn sun filtered softly through the window beside her. With the soft hum of wheels rolling over rails, drowsiness crept in, and despite the mild chill, Emily allowed her eyes to flutter closed, the worn leather strap of her satchel loosely wrapped around her elbow. Her heart had been restless all week, tangled in worries about work deadlines, the lingering ache of a recent breakup, and a growing feeling that life was slipping through her fingers faster than she could grasp. The dark circles under her eyes betrayed her exhaustion, and the gentle motion of the train brought an unexpected peace. She let herself sink into slumber, oblivious to the curious eyes that watched from across the aisle. When she opened her eyes moments later, slightly disoriented by the blurry transition from sleep to wakefulness, she found the world had subtly shifted. The carriage was quieter now, fewer passengers seated here and there, their faces mostly turned toward windows or screens. Yet something caught her gaze. A faint, unmistakable pencil outline on the open page of her journal resting on her lap. Emily blinked, puzzled. She had been certain the journal had been closed when she drifted off. Slowly, she lifted it, heart quickening at the sight. The page held a delicate sketch of a woman, the lines elegant and confident, capturing a quiet strength in the subject's eyes. Her eyes. The artist had rendered her exact features, the curl of her hair, the slight dimple in her left cheek. Even the curve of her lips curled into a faint smile she never remembered giving. Beneath the portrait, in neat cursive, was a phone number. A breath caught in her throat. Who had done this? And why? Emily's fingers trembled as she flipped the page in search of a signature, but the drawing was unclaimed. The train swayed gently as she sat frozen, heart pounding like a drumbeat in the silence. Then, from the corner of her eye, a voice, soft yet confident, broke her thoughts. "I hope you don't mind." Turning, Emily met the gaze of a young man seated opposite her. He smiled sheepishly, a worn sketchbook resting on his knees, a pencil tucked behind his ear, and eyes that carried a spark of something she couldn't quite place. "I couldn't help but be inspired when I saw you asleep. You looked peaceful, almost like a story waiting to be told." Emily's initial surprise melted into intrigue. "You drew this? You sketched me while I was sleeping?" He nodded, cheeks flushing slightly with a combination of embarrassment and pride. "I'm a portrait artist. I'm Joshua." "I'm Emily," she said, still taken aback, but feeling oddly warmed by his presence. Joshua's fingers traced the edge of her journal thoughtfully. "Usually I ask first, but there was something about capturing that quiet moment. It's not often I get a muse that inspires without even trying." Emily lifted the journal closer, studying the lines. The expression he had drawn was softer, more tender than she felt inside. "It's beautiful. Thank you." He hesitated, then pointed to the number beneath the drawing. "If you're curious, or if you'd like to see more, you can call me. Or, if you'd prefer, I'll be here on the train next Thursday at the same time." Her heart fluttered. There was something about the earnestness in his tone, the way his eyes held hers, unguarded. She tucked the journal into her bag, a smile forming despite the rapid beat of her pulse. "Maybe I will." The following week, anticipation traced delicate patterns in Emily's chest as she boarded the same train, her journal safely tucked under her arm. The cars were familiar, the hum of movement a comforting presence. She scanned the seats until she spotted Joshua, seated by the window with his sketchbook open, pencil moving deftly over the paper like a dance. Their eyes met, and he grinned, motioning for her to sit. The space beside him was inviting, illuminated by the fading golden afternoon light. Emily settled in, her fingers curling around her journal, suddenly heavy with possibility. "What have you been working on?" she asked, curiosity overcoming her usual reserve. Joshua flipped the book around, revealing sketches of cityscapes, faces, and fleeting moments caught in ink and graphite. "I like to capture the world as it moves around me, the unnoticed beauty, the everyday stories people carry in their expressions." Emily's gaze lingered on a sketch of a young woman laughing beneath an umbrella in the rain, the droplets frozen in midair. "You have a gift for seeing things differently." Joshua smiled softly. "I think everyone carries a story worth telling. Sometimes, it just takes the right eyes to see it." Their conversation flowed easily, an unspoken understanding bridging the space between strangers. Over the next few Thursdays, the train rides became their shared ritual, each journey weaving their lives together with laughter, sketches, and quiet confessions. Joshua's drawings filled the margins of Emily's journal, portraits, whimsical scenes, and moments captured in pencil strokes that spoke of growing affection. But it wasn't just the art that painted a brighter picture in Emily's life. With Joshua, every word felt genuine. Every glance hinted at something deeper, a connection that transcended the fleeting nature of their meetings. Her world, once shadowed by loneliness and routine, became a canvas splashed with new colors and the thrill of discovery. One evening, as the train rolled beneath the deepening twilight, Joshua reached across the small table between them and took Emily's hand in his. His touch was gentle, grounding. The noise of the carriage fell away, leaving only the warmth of that single moment. "Emily," he murmured, "I think I've been waiting for you without knowing it." Her breath caught, her heart answering in kind. "Me too," she whispered. From that day forward, the train was no longer a passage between 2 points, but a vessel bearing their shared journey. Seasons changed, and with them their story unfolded. A story born from a stranger's sketch, a chance meeting, and the art of seeing beyond the surface into the soul's quiet truths. Emily often thought back to that first morning, when sleep had left her vulnerable and exposed, yet found in the hands of a stranger a beautiful beginning. It was a reminder that sometimes the universe writes love stories when we least expect them, with a pencil, a number, and a look that carved forever into memory. And on every train ride since, as Joshua's sketches filled the pages of her journal, Emily carried with her the promise of love drawn in graphite and whispered in the soft shadows of a stranger's sketch. For more stories, like and subscribe.